love. Welcome to Feeling Fridays here on the Libran Key. These are messages for the highest and the greatest good of the Empath Collective and the Empath Journey here on Mama Gaia, part of the Elsh Collective, of course. Empaths, light workers, starseeds, and healers, awakened and awakening souls. Know that if this video has found you or you have found it, and/or because it goes both ways, know that there is something here for you. That is always the intention that I put into these messages. We have the energy of the Venusians, and specifically the Venusian angelic realm, along with Commander Ashtar coming in for this message. He's kind of sitting by the sidelines, wanting us to really keep it simple. That's what I heard. Keep it simple and remember to breathe. Keep it simple and remember to breathe. This is going to be a very straightforward message, and almost like a message of a reminder of a practice that we need to be doing ongoing for our highest and greatest good and our highest and greatest evolution here on Mama Gaia. Our highest and greatest evolution, Commander Ashtar is showing me, for the incarnation that you are here on. Okay? I'm working with the energies here of Kunzite for this particular message, really reiterating nurturing. Actually, I'm hearing, as opposed to self-nurture or self-care, I'm hearing self-nurture. That's what I'm hearing. Nurturing the self. Some of us feeling very ungrounded. This goes without saying, right? This is an ongoing thing. Many of us also feeling discombobulated physically in our bodies. If I'm not mistaken, we did have another X-class solar flare pop off. This is something he's saying it's going to be continuing. It's continuing to happen. It's continuing to happen. This is part of the timely aspect of this message. Remember, these messages always timely yet timeless, okay? For whenever they find you or you find them. Also, there's something really interesting happening in and around June 3rd. So it depends on where you are here on Mama Gaia. We have what's being referred to as a planetary parade. And I do, as someone who loves writing, really appreciate the alliteration here. Planetary parade. What he's showing me with that, Commander Ashtar, is the flow that is a benefit to us to get into in order to get back into alignment. So this planetary parade, basically we're going to be able to see 6 planets in total in alignment in the night sky. For most of us, it's going to be right before daybreak, is what I'm kind of being shown here, where 4 of them we'll be able to see with the naked eye: Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, and I believe I've written them down here, Saturn. Uranus and Neptune are, I believe, visible with either binoculars or telescopes, so some kind of aid here, okay? Now, what's interesting is that we always see the planets from a more cosmic, galactic perspective. We always see the planets from the perspective of being here on Mama Gaia. Commander Ashtar is showing me that that is really relevant to our journeys, okay? As empaths, light workers, starseeds, healers, awakened and awakening souls, and everyone here on Mama Gaia, the collective at large, all right? So if some of us are thinking like, oh, what's the significance of this? I mean, you know, and trust me, I've been there. I know what that's like, where I kind of think to myself, well, it's all just sort of like, there's so much going on cosmically right now. There's so much happening galactically. Why are we just focusing on what we're seeing, you know, astrologically in the planets in the night sky? He's saying because it's relevant to our journeys here on Earth. And these are all ways that source, the multiverse, the universe, God, however you refer to it, right? To these incredible energies at work in the divine, how they are communicating to us. These are signs, these are synchronicities, these are things to pay attention to. As above, so below. As within, so without, and vice versa, okay? So there is a great deal of messaging and symbolism coming up around this planetary parade. And don't feel like you're missing out on anything if like this is the first time you're hearing about it, because these kind of energies, even if we're witness to them or not, will be affecting us regardless. So even if you come across this message after the fact, know that it has in some way connected itself with you for you to be feeling into this message now, seeing and hearing this message now, okay? So essentially, this is about alignment. It's as simple as he wants to keep it simple. This is about energetic alignment. There's a lot of focus on the body right now. He's actually pointing me to the energy of Mars. Mars is currently in Aries. Mars, it's in its home placing right now. It's in its home sign, okay? Mars being the ruler of Aries. So he's showing me the emphasis here on the body with Mars more than anything. And Mars is also representative of a life force energy. Different than the sun, though. Mars is an energy that is more aligned to, there's a lot of, interestingly enough, sort of more body energy. I'm getting solar plexus with this too, as a message that's coming through, but it is directed through the physical in Mars, okay? Mars is also, it's very important to be aware that Mars, oh my, I will be getting to this video, by the way, side note, I had a request, and I believe it was Simone, thank you, Simone, for speaking more about generators and human design. And this is coming up again. I will be getting to that video. I will be getting to that message. Something that is coming up now with regard to the generator, and something that I had touched upon in a video with regard to that. I cannot remember the video. If I find it, I will post it here. Let me just make a note of that really quickly. A note of the time. So generators, Ra Uruhu talked about generators being the perfect slaves. Now, again, some people triggered by this statement, he was obviously coming from a point of truth and consciousness and understanding with regard to it. Essentially meaning that generators have a very, and this is very Mars-like. This is how I'm being shown. This is Commander Ashtar giving me this analogy that Mars energy is very much like generator energy in this respect, in that it is a good soldier. It is a good little soldier. It can go on and on and on and fight like in automatic mode. It can continue to expend energy for a system that, if they're not in alignment to, will create the frustration, will create those energies where that particular, in this case, I'm using the analogy of a generator, but take it wherever it applies in your life, because it all applies to us in some way throughout all the kinds of classifications in human design even, right? Where we are not in alignment with something and we are expending our energy in a way that is not, he's showing me, in alignment with our highest and greatest truth. So there's a real emphasis on that right now, especially for the empath collective. And you're going to be seeing this come up in your body. You're going to be feeling it in terms of an energetic drain. You're going to be feeling it in terms of, I don't know what is up with me today, but I just do not have the freaking energy to do anything right now. And it's kind of like those, it's very difficult to describe, like you can't really pinpoint it, and you start kind of doing a checklist. You go about it the logical way. You try to do a checklist thinking like, was it something I ate? Did I not get enough sleep last night? He's saying that some of those things may be the case in terms of it is something specific that maybe you've changed in your physical environment, but at a deeper level, and he's inviting each and every one of us to really go into a sacred space to meditate on this. It could be something a lot deeper that's going on, because we are still purging and clearing a lot of the things that no longer are in alignment with where we are now orienting ourselves on our journeys and on our paths, okay? I'm going to end it there because, like you said, he wants us to keep this simple, okay? So how can we self-nurture ourselves more? I'm going to be asking through the Rose Oracle, especially during this time, okay? This act of self-nurturance and the Light Seer's Tarot as well, okay? Wanting to keep it simple. The Wild Rose, do it your way. Embrace your uniqueness, untamed. Do it your way. Embrace your uniqueness, untamed. That is the truth of who you are. Untamed. The truth, your highest and greatest truth. That essentially, this isn't an untamed about being uncontrolled and wild and out of whack. Untamed here is coming through not conditioned. It's coming through as the unconditioned self, the purest self, your purest soul signature, your purest energy. Morning dew, clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook. It's interesting because we are in the last quarter phase, right? Like what am I saying? It's waning. We're in a waning crescent phase. There's something about this last 2 quarters. I don't know. I'm sort of feeling this right now. Leave a comment below if you're feeling this as well, where for some reason this moon cycle is really factoring into this with regard to, I'm also getting a reminder here about breathing in and remembering to breathe. We are in Gemini season. Gemini is an air sign, and we will be having a new moon in Gemini. I will check for you on the 6th of Gemini, okay? The 6th of June, the 6th of Gemini. Oh, 6 degrees Gemini, 6, they keep on coming back to the planets. 6 planets, 6 being the number also associated with Venus. So this new moon energy that we're moving into, clarity, they're reminding me of cycles, a fresh start, all applies here. Yeah. And they're also showing me how these planets aligning are also bringing in a lot of new energies as well, okay? Something about the interaction of these planets, that's a lot of cards. They want to speak to a lot here. The crowning, initiation, thresholds, birth, rebirth, a seat at the table. Lots of initiations happening during this time. Make sure you are tending to your body and your physical health. The anointed, answer the call, leadership, empowerment, and soul gifts. Some of us are really being called in that respect as empaths to step up as leaders. I'm getting a lot of priestess energy with that as well. Sophia, divine plan. Sophia, always a divine feminine, right? Wisdom, intelligence within, and destiny. Okay, I'm also getting the message here of the golden breadcrumbs, like looking back. Some of us really at a point where we're reflecting back on what led us up to this point, connecting the dots, the golden breadcrumbs, having a lot of aha moments come through with regard to that. The bloom, creations realized, right time, harvest, and celebrate. What I'm hearing with this is, if you're feeling like you need to take it easy, a little bit more than extra, this is the right time to do that. These initiations are really going to come full circle, is what I'm hearing. In the weeks and months to come, is what I'm hearing. And the number 6 keeps on coming up here. And look at this. We've got the Rose of Venus, alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony. These beautiful Venusian angelic energies coming in to confirm with this. Thank you. This alignment, these planets, this harmony and balance. 6 being the number of harmony, balance, and integration. They keep on emphasizing the body here, making sure that you are tending to the body. You are doing everything you can and within your power to make sure that you are taking in these energies in a way that is the most grounded. Making sure you're taking time to be in nature, to be with Mama Gaia, okay? The thorn, protection, boundaries, clear communication, okay? There's something really interesting that happens with regard to when you are energetically aligned, you inadvertently create an energy of protection around you. It's almost as though when we're in alignment, when we are more centered, we are naturally more discerning. We are naturally more conscious. We are naturally more in alignment with the flow of life. And then what that does, a very divine feminine energy here of flow, right? As opposed to feeling stuck or blocked or always like we're fighting against something, we now are in the flow of it. And when you're in the flow of it, you're able to be much more cognizant and in the present moment. And when you're in that present moment, you are much more discerning. You are much more in tune with the truth, higher self, consciousness, love, okay? And that has a protective quality, just like love has a protective quality, period, right? When we are in a certain vibration, we are naturally more protected, right? When we are in the vibration of feeling enlightened, feeling love, feeling joy, feeling no fear, right? Not fearing the truth is something else I'm hearing too. We are naturally more protected in that way. And then there are also the second message is coming through with this as well. It's interesting because the name of this card is the Thorn, and I think always of the thorn of a rose, and rose being the energy of love and of the heart, okay? When your heart is expanded, when you are in a place of love, coming from a place of love and deep compassion, naturally, those energetic thorns are in place, okay, to protect you from anything essentially that is a dysfunctional frequency to that, okay? Page of Wands coming out in reverse, okay. What they're giving me here is I'm hearing, because the Page of Wands is always sort of, especially in this particular deck, an energy of feeling like a free spirit, right? And for it to be showing up in reverse is an indication here that some of us are not feeling exactly that way. Six of Swords, feeling the energy of being stuck, okay? Hence not feeling free. Let's see. Someone wants to come through with that. The Venusian angelic energy really wanting to come through with that. And they're showing me actually the energies of Mother Mary right now with regard to that. Some of this may be something that we're stuck on around the heart space, something that we feel bad about, guilty about, interesting, shameful about, feeling stuck there emotionally, how that's holding us back. They want me to pull this out. Yeah, Queen of Cups. They want me to keep on popping here. Also seeing the Queen of Wands flip over there for a moment. Lots of divine feminine energy wanting to come through here to empower us as empaths. The disempowered feelings of empaths when it comes to guilt, feeling guilty about things. Coming out of this energy, coming out of the illusion of that. Actually, what Commander Ashtar is showing me with these cards popping out is that these energies are assisting us in awakening to this. The moon, the number 18, that reduces to a 9, the ending of a cycle. 369 is coming through. The secrets of the universe, right? Energy, frequency, and vibration. The shifting of certain frequencies that are reverberating throughout our lives, affecting us in the physical, right? Affecting us both at an emotional level, but I'm also getting with that wand energy that was coming out earlier, energetically as well. Now, the moon is associated with Pisces, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm just taking a look at my notes here. Yeah, Neptune and Saturn are currently in Pisces. Oh, cards flipping out as I say that. So there's something to that. Commander Ashtar wanting to speak to this now. Okay. He's showing me actually the counter energies of getting grounded here in Taurus, because Mercury's in Taurus and Uranus is in Taurus. Through this planetary parade is what's happening. So grounding our thoughts, grounding our mental body, Uranus is an energy that is very out of the blue, right? And it's an energy of like the lightning bolt moment, the thing that comes out of nowhere. It is kind of like a tower moment, but what he's showing me here is it's a little bit more like flashes of insight, flashes of insight. But with Uranus being in Taurus, we want to really ground those energies. With Mercury being in Taurus, we really want to ground our thoughts, our mind, not get carried away, is what he's showing me with that. Because Piscean energy can have us feeling a little bit out of sorts in terms of Pisces is connected to the energy of illusion. What are we not seeing that's true? Our own illusions, right? Taking a deeper look at the energies of guilt and shame. They are very low in terms of their vibration and frequency. They are an energy, actually, interestingly enough, because they keep on showing me this stuck energy. Guilt, shame have us they're denser, heavier energies that have us feeling very stuck. They are not flowing. They are counter to being flowing, right? Nine of Wands coming out here. This comes back to the thorn here. I'm getting the message here that some of us are just a little bit, we're allowing ourselves to be a little bit too open to energies that are not ours to take on. It's got us feeling stuck. The 7, Chariot coming out in reverse. Yep. With the 7 of Swords coming out in reverse as well. This is reflecting the moon here. So there's some kind of this is pointing to an illumination with regard to self-deception. Something with regard to self-deception. Energetically and emotionally. Asking yourself the question, where have I been deceiving myself energetically? Where have I been deceiving myself emotionally? Where have I been deceiving myself with regard to my actual true desires? This is coming back to being in alignment with the truth of who you are. In order to flip that Chariot upside down so you can start getting moving again. Now the Chariot is the number 7, right? And the major arcana. And that is the energy of going deeper. Interesting, because there was a thing that had come through in the last message about the 7 Hermetic principles, and 7, they're really showing me that right now. That could be a confirmation or something for you in terms of if you're studying those things to help you grasp a more deeper understanding of your journey and where you're at. Maybe there is something to learn with regard to these 7 Hermetic principles or the 7 laws or the 12 laws, for example, of the universe. You can look those things up if that's resonating with you, because these are ways that we're able to go deeper into our own consciousness and to more deeply understand ourselves. That's what they're showing me with this. There's still a lot of work being done on this energetically at the moment. I'm being shown empaths who are really struggling with this at an emotional level. This is a big thing. It feels like it's a whole other separate message that wants to come through. Okay. Here's how they want to end it off, okay? I feel like this might be something that might come through in another message or something separately that we want to add on here, because it's a very, very big topic with regard to empaths and nervous system regulation and our own psychology, what we've been through, our experiences, whether we've experienced very severe trauma, okay? Getting out of these energies of guilt and shame, it's a big journey and it can be a big process. But what they want to end off here on, and that can be a whole other message, that it merits more time, right? And energy. But they keep on bringing me back to this rose of Venus and the energy here of right relationship. Are you in right relationship with yourself? Because the moment you begin to ask yourself that question, and you send that intention, that question, and you seek those answers out into the quantum field, into the ethers, into the universe, you will begin to get answers coming back to you. So perhaps this is something that might help you, is simply in a sacred space, in meditation, to ask that question. Am I in right relationship with myself? Now, you're going to know this intuitively. Some of us will know this intuitively right off the bat. For some of us, we're just feeling very out of sorts, emotionally, tired, exhausted, at our wits' end, okay? So it's worth it to ask this question. And then ask that you be shown the ways, perhaps, that you are in right relationship with yourself and the ways that you are not. And what you need to do beyond that to transmute that beautiful energy. Okay, I'm going to end it there. Thank you to the I was going to say to the two. Anyway, they're bringing through the number 2 to talk about this right relationship. 2 being the number of the divine feminine, 2 being the number of the high priestess, 2 being the number, interestingly, they're showing me of judgment, right? Of discernment with regard to right relationship. All right. Thank you, Commander Ashtar, for being here with us. Thank you to these beautiful Venusian angelic energies coming through. I thank you for being here, sharing your time, your energy with me, with us in this space. And I'm sending you so much love, empath, wherever you are. Here on Mama Gaia, in love and liberation always.